Well, when you're adding numbers in scientific form, you have to, first of all, make sure you have powers with the same exponent. Okay? So what I like to do is always raise the power with the smaller exponent to match the one with the higher exponent. So we want to match this power right here. So that means this, we have to add 2 here. Okay? But if I just made this power larger, okay, I've got to make this smaller, this number smaller. Because basically I multiplied by 100 here. So if I added 2, that means I have to move the decimal from where it's at right now behind the number. I have to move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. Giving me 0.03 times 10 to the 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, now we have matching powers. Now we're going to be able to add the numbers and keep the matching power. So the next thing you're going to do is add the numbers. 2 plus 0.03 is 2.03. You add them. And then you keep, you don't have to do anything. You keep your matching powers. You just keep them. You don't do anything. You match them and you keep them. That's it. All right, let's try the next one. All right, so we want, I think this is a repeat. So we'll cancel that one out. This is a repeat. All right, go down here. All right, so we want this to go up to 7. So we're going to add 1 here. That means we have to move the decimal from here and put it right in front. So it's going to be 0.2. Okay, and then I just added the 1 because I want it to match here. So 10 to the 7th power. Okay, so I made the adjustment. I added 1 here. That means I made this bigger by a power of 10. I've got to make this smaller by a power of 10 to keep things balanced. Okay, so I'll put a 0 right here. So that's the same same number, but different form. Okay, now that we have matching powers, we can just add our numbers. We can add this number to this number here. So now let's do that. So 5 plus 0.2 is 5.2 times, keep the same power. Okay, that's it. All right. So this is the higher power. We're going to keep that. We want to increase this by 1, but I just made this bigger by a power of 10. I got to make this smaller by a power of 10. So the decimal is going to move over here. It's going to be 0.13. Let's put a 0 in front. Times 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus, okay, and now we're going to be able to add them. Now that we have matching powers, we're going to be able to add them. Okay, so you're going to add your decimals. Okay, 2.4. Line up your decimals. 0.13. Add these. Let me use a different color. Okay, so 2.4, 0.13, and we add these. Let's put a 0 here. So you have 3, 5. So then you're going to get 2.53, 2.53 times that matching power. That's it. All right, let's do the next problem. Okay, so let's get matching powers. So we have 5 here. We need this to be 5, so we'll add 1 here. I just made this number here bigger by a power of 1. That means I have to move the decimal from here and put it here. It's going to be 0.4 times 10 to the 5th power plus 1.2 times 10 to the 5th power. Okay, now I can add these together. 1.2 plus 0.4 is 1.6. So I have 1.6 times the matching power, 10 to the 5th. All right, let's go to the next problem. Why don't you try it? I'll let you get a head start. Since this is 5, we want this to be 5, so you have to add 2 here. Because you added 2 here, it means you made it bigger by a power of, by 100. Okay, so you have to do the same thing here. You have to make it smaller by 100. So you're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So you end up with 0.032 times 10 to the 5th. All right, now you just combine these together. 1.5 plus, line up your decimals, 0.032, add them. Put 0 here, 0 here, 2, 3, 5.1. So 1.532 times your matching power, 10 to the 5th. And that number is in scientific form, so we don't have to change anything. Okay, so I forgot to give us a subtraction problem, so I'm going to come up with a subtraction problem right here. Let me erase this. I'm going to erase this so I can have more workspace. So I'm erasing this. And I'll erase that. And the answer was, sorry, for this was 1.532 times 10 to the 5th power. Okay, so now let me come up with a practice problem for us where we're subtracting. Okay, 5 times 10 to the 4th power minus 2 times 10 to the 3rd power. Oops, I didn't mean to put negative. 3rd power. Okay, so we need matching powers first. So this has got to go up 1, so we add 1 here. Well, we made this number bigger by a power of 10. We got to make this smaller by a power of 10. It's going to move the decimal from here to here. Okay, so then we end up with 0.2 times 10 to the 4th power. And this one stays the same. All right, so you're going to take 5 and subtract 0.2 from it. You're going to get 4.8 times your common power, 10 to the 4th power. That's it. Let's try another one. Subtract again. Here's one subtraction problem. Here's another subtraction problem that we'll do. How about 4 times 10 to the 5th power minus 3 times 10 to the, we'll do 4th power. It can be any power. Okay, so the powers have to match, but I wanted it to be similar to the one we did already. So we need matching powers. So add 1 here, because we want to match the higher power. So if we make this bigger by a power of 10, we got to make this smaller by a power of 10. So move the decimal 1 place to the left. And then we'll end up with 0.3 times 10 to the 5th power. And this one stays the same. Okay, so 4 minus 0.3 is going to be 3.7 times, keep the matching power, 10 to the 5th. Okay, and this concludes this lesson on multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting numbers in scientific form.